This is a unboxing of an eyepiece. Let's open and see what is inside this package which I received today. So I have now opened the package, and this is something really nicely shaped, like an extended baseball or a squashed baseball. Yeah, let's open this second wrapping also. And unwrapping, and this is a Vixen. This is a Vixen. So let's see what is written. HR, high resolution 2.4mm ocular eyepiece. And there's a serial number of it. So it's exciting. I got this for planetary viewing because the time of the year that the planets like Jupiter and Venus will be visible has arrived. So let's open it, a Vixen. And it's good quality already. This is a Vixen brochure. Let me just see what is written inside, if there is anything in English also. Yes. I have the 2.4 version of it, 115 grams, 37 diameter by 72.6mm length. And that's the design of the eyepiece. This is what I like about it. It has a field stop at the bottom also. Kind of baffle. Yeah, I should call it actually baffle. And they can both be used for direct or through the diagonal view. I like that Japanese eyepiece manufacturer put the premium eyepieces inside their own bolt case. So this also has its own bolt case, and let me open it. Nicely twistable. Also, like a Pentax, it has a foam at this end and foam at that end, and the eyepiece comes inside this lovely package, quite chunky. A good weight it has, 116 grams as you read. The feel of it, I thought it must be smaller, but quite large and nice. And you feel the weight of it, so that's been a good construction. I have to push this out. Okay, 2.4mm Vixen high resolution. Two nice ice caps. Ice cap. Eyepiece caps. This is this side of it. And this is the other side. Okay. Yeah, that's the baffle, you see. That's just to control all the light scatter. And as you can see through here, the circle is quite tiny, so it's really, and for such a tiny circle, it's quite bright actually. So now let's do the test and see how it will be doing this Skywatcher 80 ED Pro Series Gold version. This is the eyepiece, this is the diagonal, and I will put it now to show how it looks. So let's go and see how the image looks in daylight. I must say I have a 2mm eyepiece, and this is really good quality compared to that one. Much more brighter. It's almost like a microscope. And these fruits you see are probably around 2-3 millimeters at the distance of Yeah, 15 meters. And the slightest wind moves the fruits, of course. Now we are looking at leaves. So that was the view through the Vixen HR 2.4mm eyepiece. I'm happy I got this one. There was a 2mm version and 1.6mm version. I was worried that the light will not be enough for them with the, you're magnifying a tiny portion of the image, and that smaller amount of the photons make the image to be slightly dim. That is good now. I'm sure now that actually works on the moon, which is a inherently bright object, and also on planets. And I'm looking forward to test it. And the field of view of it is around 40mm, so that's a limitation, but that's good. To mention, and I'll mention it for manufacturers, Takahashi is a Japanese manufacturer. But I noticed that the kind of rubber they use doesn't absorb the dirt and the dandruff or anything that is around in the environment. And we know that in our environment, natural environment, human beings are the most, skin-shedding creatures, beside the chickens, if you have. So they should use a rubber which doesn't absorb this. And the reason they absorb it is because they're electrically charged, partly, and we know that rubber have that quality for being charged. The rubber that the Takahashi uses doesn't absorb the dirt as easy as the Teleview or this one. So probably that is because it's not electrically charged, it's always neutral. I recommend others also go and investigate the rubber and see how it is. It's not nice to have an eyepiece that's new when you open it, and it immediately absorbs dirt. Choose a electronegative, so repulse, I should say, electroneutral rubber that doesn't absorb the dirt, is not electrically charged. The chance to compare this Vixen HR 2.4mm eyepiece with this cheap Chinese eyepiece that I have, 2mm. I think it's a Skywatcher clone or something. It came with a with its own case, and this range of eyepieces up to 15mm. I must say, this has a slightly brighter image and more clarity. This is not bad, but this is something more accurate, more, you can see more better. You can see brighter image, and it comes in sharper focus. So yes, this definitely is sharper and brighter, the image. And this is not bad, of course. I'm telling you, I have a review of this already. I have a video about this. Probably I will put the link down here. It's not bad at all, but it's not sharp as this, as bright as this. And about this, it came with a whole set. I think 5 eyepieces in a case, and with lock and everything. It's quite hefty and heavy. Before that was my lowest. Before this one, lowest eyepiece was this one. Now, lowest, I mean, focal length. And now this one is probably the lowest, because I have a 2.5mm TMB, which actually let me bring it and compare now. Okay, surprisingly, TMB is not far from this. So which one you should get? I think I've got this one. But TMB, this 21.5mm, I tested in the Venus and Mercury. That was really good when I tested on them. And the image quality was comparable to orthoscopic. And now I can see that this is not far from this 2.4. 2.4 is yet the better one. It has a sharper focus, slightly brighter. But this one is really good. This is Chinese TMB design, And you can get it for £23, depending of course now how much it has increased, maybe £2-3 more or less. And so if I want to compare, this one comes last, this comes second, and this comes first. Does the slight difference and contrast and sharpness make it worthwhile? I think in this case yes, but if you cannot afford £220 for this, definitely this is a good contender. It delivers around 85 to 90% of the image quality of this. And I tested this and compared the image immediately. This is the HR, Vixen HR 2.4, and immediately compared with the TMB Planetary 2.5. And yet this is the winner. I think that is the better one. Of course, there is a tendency that you increase in increments of the value or price of an eyepiece doesn't correspond to exact same amount of the image quality that you may receive, you may see. But if you are short of cash, that's a good one. The other one, I don't think you can actually find it. It's not available. I was just bought a second hand. This one is widely available, good quality if you don't want to spend too much. This is a really winner in this case. I'm using it in daylight, of course, now. So all in all, I can say that this Vixen 2.4 is the superior. Second comes 2.5mm TMB optical Planetary, and then comes this Skywatcher clone 2mm one. In general, if you don't have enough money and you don't want to spend too much money, this will deliver something to you. You can say that you have looked through one of these. This is definitely the better. If I want to say percentage, if it is 100%, this is around 80 to 90%. This is around 70% or 65%. Or I can increase it to 75.